what did Mirai call it?
The super cycle, the meme coins.
Super cycle. Maybe we're back.
However, like all altcoins project, they're destined to go to zero, fam. So I don't see what's different from this one, honestly. I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, it will be manipulated till it goes to the floor, fam. So I like, there's hope, but I wouldn't put all my life savings in
Take
this.
a little step back. Did man say all altcoin projects are going to zero?
Most altcoin projects are going to zero, fam.
Bro, I back it. I back it.
I've come to terms with the fact that everything I thought about altcoins is just wrong. And Bitcoin is the true coin to hold.
Oh, wait. We're all Bitcoin maxis now, yeah? Is that what we're saying?
I'm a Bitcoin maxi, bro. Like that doesn't mean I'm not gonna jump into an altcoin like periodically.
You jump into altcoin when the risk makes sense.
The content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
In this week's episode, we'll be exploring why the trenches seem to be hotting up with a brand new meme coin called Asteroid. We'll also be looking at a new project which could save crypto. We'll find out whether Tether is still a great place to park your money in USDT because of some asset freezes that have been happening via Tron. And are we actually in a bear market as Bitcoin hasn't closed below $60,000 since 2024? We'll be discussing all of that and a lot more. But before we get into today's topics, you know what we have to do. We have to ease into things and talk to our friends, the crypto degens. So let's get into the first confession. Joined crypto at 13 in early 2021 with my birthday money. Now 18 and retired off the same stack. Traveled everywhere, copped my dream car, lived every fantasy a teen could dream of. But bored out of my mind with nobody to talk to because this ain't normal. Never even touched the Matrix 9-to-5 slave life or college. What do I even do from here? What do you reckon, Rick?
This guy is finished. He is finished. Bro, like, you know when they say lightning don't strike twice in the same place? I mean, it does. It's just really unlikely. But this done, basically lightning struck well early. Like, what do you do from here? Like, you can't go and get a job now because you have no skills. Like, you better pray you have enough money to hold you for the rest of your life and the family that you want. It's peak for him, bro. It's peak. Like, he can't even say, like, he's a proper crypto don because he probably didn't even learn anything. He just got a good payout from one coin and now, like, that's it. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's going to have to, like, increase his tenacity and just jump into some next project. But yeah, you didn't join the 9-to-5 slave life matrix. Good on you, bro. Good on you. But gosh, just, yeah, thank your lucky stars and hope you don't have to join because that sounds crazy.
Yeah, for this guy, I think it entirely depends on how much he made. Because if he made truly life-changing money, like let's say he made 5 mil plus, so he should never have to work again if he knows how to manage money. So that's what he should spend his time doing, learning how to manage money and employing people to help him do that. Now, obviously, when you're younger, your perception of money is different because you need less to help you do the things that you want to do. If this guy only made a few $100,000, which is still a respectable amount of money, but it's not going to tie you over until, you're retiring or whatever. So in that case, he needs to learn how to get skills and he needs some purpose because it sounds like I got money now and just, doing up hedonism and what do I do from here? It's obviously not fulfilling. So you need a purpose. You need to really hone your attention and your skill, your effort into something more meaningful than what you're already doing. But in terms of practically speaking, if you have anything less than 500K, I would try and put that money to work in maybe the stock market or even property, but you obviously have to know what you're doing in both cases because that can do more harm than good, especially in this market. But if you are under that 500k threshold, then yeah, you're gonna have to start looking at those 9 to 5 slave brokey roles and start stacking up, or start a business or whatever. But you don't have any skills to start a business with, so yeah, it's one of the two, or maybe you even go into influencing or something. But you need to you need some income, because you're one bad trade away from being back to your mother's basement, and that's not a good life. Well, welcome back to the Crypto Flip Podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-host, Ricardo, and Deddy will be on his way soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on audio platforms, don't forget to leave a comment because it helps us create new episodes. If it's your first time listening, we invest and trade crypto and find the new strategies and new narratives so that you don't have to just kick back, relax, and absorb the knowledge. So what I want to get into first is a meme coin. Now, we haven't really been speaking about meme coins because, truthfully speaking, the trenches have been cooked. Retail has been dispatched, and it's mainly just been institutional players within Bitcoin and the other big alts. However, we may have light at the end of the tunnel because Asteroid, which is a brand new meme coin, reached around $200 million, which in this day and age is almost worth over $1 billion if we're looking at the peak times. So if we look at the backstory, why did this catch on? How did we miss it? I saw it when it was already gone, but I think it was at 50 million and obviously Forex from there. But let's go into the backstory. The backstory is there was a kid that was dying or is now passed away from what I understand. And one of their wishes was for Elon Musk to make this Shiba Inu a mascot for SpaceX. Now, Elon, as Elon likes to do, actually responded to this request. And he said yes. So this lit the trenches on fire. Obviously, all types of meme coins were coming out. There was one on Solana and there was one on Ethereum. So I mentioned that it went to over 200 million, but the real question is, why did the Ethereum token pump and not the Solana one? So part of the reason is that Ethereum is home to bigger, more legitimate meme coin plays, and it's less rotationary. You have less paper hands. So that's one of the reasons. The original Shiba Inu meme coin, Dogecoin, and even Floki have most of their communities on Ethereum as well. And there was also something to do with the names. So one was spelled Asteroid with an E, and one was spelled without an E. So all of these factors combined led to the ETH play being the main play, and even getting some listings on exchanges. So this was big news to me. Rick, did you actually hear about it when it happened?
No, me? I am completely out of all things trench-wise. I haven't even looked at a meme coin for 6 or 7 months. So just on your Twitter scrolls, yeah, I saw that, there's some new volume going into certain meme coins. But yeah, I've stayed completely away from meme coins for a completely different reason. The reason being, I think right now where I am in terms of life and market, I just can't see meme coins doing well. And the meme coins that do well, I can't see me getting into them before the meme coin trench weirdos get into them. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm never going to bother with anything meme coin. Running up to 200 million volume though, in a short space of time it take meme coin to do that is decent.
Market cap, not volume.
And sorry, market cap is decent, but is that enough for me to say, yo, this is going to be a big thing and I'm going to jump in? Probably not. Is it enough for me to say, maybe this is one I'll watch? Also, probably not. The thing about crypto though is there's always a pattern. So if this one blew up, we should be looking for the next one that has the potential to blow up. Because the people that made money in this one, in their mind now, they're like, the trenches are back. We just need a next good meta, some sick narrative. And then, yeah, the people that made money, and I hope it's a lot of people that made money, they're going to start thinking we need to rotate into something else. So, yeah, I'd be like, airs up, actively looking in the market. If I'm a trencher, I am not. At like the next thing that's going to pop up in the market that can do well. Yeah, that's the only thing I can take from this. Me though, I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. I'm not touching another meme coin for now.
I think it was really interesting because when I first came across the story, I was like, "What? Meme coin, 200 million? This is got to be something else here." But the more I looked at it, the more I was like, "Oh, this is pretty interesting." I didn't get in, because as I said, when I saw it, it was already at like 50 mil, and I haven't touched the meme coin in a long time anyway, so it would take a lot for me to actively get back in. But to see that the volume was there and the market cap reached what it reached, and that it sustained it, especially considering the last episode when we were talking about the average hold time for a Solana meme coin. And granted, the main Asteroid wasn't on Solana, it was on Ethereum. And maybe there's something to that too. But with all that being said, and where meme coins are in this cycle, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, wow, fair enough. Maybe there are legs left. Maybe there will be something for retail to come back to, if that's what brings retail back, which I'm skeptical about, given that fact that a lot of them got burnt. But yeah, I think what you said is already playing out, because after I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. Let me turn on my Telegram and see what my volume bots are saying. So I was just passively looking at it over the weekend. I saw one token, I think it was called Henry. It did like a 14x. There were some other ones that were doing single digit X's as well. So yeah, this may have brought in a flurry of, interested people back to the meme coin space. Or maybe it was just wind in the sky, just, people just flying by and seeing, what's happening and trying to be a bit more speculative rather than the trenches actually being back. But I think it's something to keep an eye on. If you've been ignoring the trenches, things could quietly be returning back to, I wouldn't say the peak, but maybe the what did Mira call it? The
super cycle, the meme coins.
Super cycle. Maybe we're back.
Bro, that guy, we need that guy over here. That guy needs to answer some questions, bro.
We will. I'm sure we will. We're on a collision course with Murad because we've had a lot to say. He's had a lot to say. I think that would be a fire episode, but we will see whether that will be the thing that saves crypto, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it is something that we've spoken about in prior episodes. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, where have you been? Because RWA seems to be making a splash, and I know that Ricardo has talked about it on his own personal channel. However, we're going to talk about it here. And we want to know whether RWA can save crypto. So there is a project that's officially backed by Solana, Phantom, and Magic Eden. So those are the three hardest hitters within that ecosystem. And that project is called ready.cards, or that's the URL, and it's called Ready Cards. So currently, or last time I checked, it was at $14 million market cap, so still pretty low. And it was up 412% over the past year. They had 10,000 plus signups, 5,500 active daily users, and $450,000 in revenue. So looking at all those numbers, it doesn't just seem to be hype. There seems to be something tangible there. Rick, I know you've done a lot of due diligence and you've looked at this project. So what are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm gonna caveat straight away by saying it was a paid partnership. However, the reason why I don't undertake any paid partnerships. The reason why I jumped on Ready was because I remember in January I told you guys we had that conversation. I'm like, yo, bro, Pokemon cards is gonna do well this cycle. And we could just call it the same cycle as the crypto cycle. But also generally RWA is the thing to watch out for. We spoke about that in December. So when a project came across my desk that was RWA, it was the thrill of like opening a pack. Cause now, bro, I have so many unopened packs at home, and there's people that religiously open packs. Like to be able to open a pack online and get like something rare, and then slap some blockchain stuff on it. Yeah, so like it goes directly in your Solana wallet. Bro, when they came to me and said, yo, listen, do you want to talk about this? I was like, yeah, why not? I was like, this is right up my street. And then I used the platform, lit, bro. Like I bought like a Charizard, I sold it straight away. Like it's just liquid. It's as liquid as regular Pokemon cards. And the fact that they didn't have like an unlimited amount of like all the varying types of packs made me think this is legit, because for you to say you have unlimited, really rare packs, and apparently it's back to back. So like the graded card that you get when you buy a pack is actually something that they have in their vault. Like for you to say that you have unlimited graded cards, like graded 10s in your vault, is a lie, bro. So the fact that the numbers are limited, I'm like, yeah, say no more. But yeah, generally, I think I'll have to double check where the price is now. But yeah, the price has been climbing. And generally, as a rule of thumb, the little personal alpha I can give you is like my following is not massive, right? But it's a decent size. If a company reaches out to me and they want to do a paid partnership, they don't just do it with my account. They do it like across a bunch of accounts. If a company has funds, and I mean like a company, I don't mean like a meme coin. Like if a company has funds to say we're going to spend X amount on like influencer marketing or whatever they call it, for me that's like a good green flag, because they're saying we're dedicated to making this thing grow, and so we want to get the word out. And because crypto companies, they can't market the same way how regular companies market. You can't go to Facebook and say I'm going to run a Facebook ad for, buy this crypto token. Like that's illegal. You can't run Google ads, again, by illegal. YouTube ads, you can't, illegal. So you have to go to influencers, and then they kind of name their own price. Anyway, if you can afford to do that, and I had a look at all of the people that were spouting words about Ready, I thought, this is like a good group of people. So basically, most of those followers of those accounts, which I think the reach would have been something like 2 million plus of people that actively in crypto that watch content. I was like, if they have 2 million plus people that are going to jump into this token, then it could be all right. So, that was like the overview. And would I jump in it now? Let me check where price is at right now. So it's up even 5% over the last 24 hours. Yeah, I thought this is a decent project, and one that probably has some legs. But this is not financial advice. As I said, I had some stake because they paid me to do the video. But I reckon do your research and see what you think of it. But RWA is 100% gonna be a winning sector for 2026.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So circulating supply 1 billion. Volume 316k. Market cap, let's say roughly 14 mil. I mean, like you said, Rick, like this could have potential, but especially because we anything that I'm all for, any project that will get more penetration in the space, because I know you guys are all seeing that stat, less than 10% of the global population is investing in crypto. If this will bring the Gen Zs and all that kind of stuff into the space, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. However, like all altcoins project, they're destined to go to zero, fam. So I don't see what's different from this one, honestly. I don't see it. I don't see it. Like it will be manipulated till it goes to the floor, fam. So I like there's hope, but I wouldn't put all my life savings in this, fam. Like, what you saying? You got a big bag, yeah?
Nah, sorry, of course I got a big bag. No, let's just take a little step back. Did man say all altcoin projects are going to zero?
Most altcoin projects are going to zero, fam.
Bro, I back it. I think, bro, let's just jump into it. Bro, I think, I had a little look yesterday on the market. I was chatting with one of my agents, and basically, bro, since 2020, I think 2021, every altcoin has bled to Bitcoin, and we can see that in Bitcoin dominance going up consistently since 2021. We can see that in like the big hitters like XRP, ETH, Solana, pretty much most of the top 10. Like we have it that was there in the cycle before, so like taking out things like Hike and stuff like that. And BNB is a special case. Bro, none of those have done better than Bitcoin over the last 2 years. But generally, they've all been bleeding back into Bitcoin. Like, I just think generally, altcoins are going to die. Like, all altcoins are going to die, bro. They have no leg to stand on anymore. Everyone that was ever saying, like, our alt's a super cycle or a meme coin super cycle, or some cycles coming, like, where's your evidence? I just think we've had 5 years of data now, and I've come to terms with the fact that everything I thought about altcoins is just wrong. And Bitcoin is the true coin to hold.
Oh, wait. We're all Bitcoin maxis now, yeah? Is that what we're saying?
I'm a Bitcoin maxi, bro. Like that doesn't mean I'm not gonna jump into an altcoin. Like periodically,
You jump into altcoin when the risk makes sense. When you know this is the floor, and when you know there's massive upside. If I've got one BTC, yeah, and I'm just gambling on different altcoins and meme coins, you're literally gonna be down to 0 BTC, fam. You know what I mean? You only jump into altcoins when you know the upside is way too high for you to ignore. I.e., oh, I can smell alt season. Oh yeah, I can see these coins tickling up for at least 200-300% move. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look at these big investors. Like, no one's talking about. Like, let me tell you how bad it is here. All of those funds that were borrowing debt to create their own treasury, Ethereum treasury, Tron treasury, this treasury, that treasury, all of them are now down bad. And when they start getting margin call on those loans that they took out to buy those altcoins, boy, watch out. If you think we've bled, watch out. Watch out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when people have to repay their debts. But something that actually follows quite nicely from that part of the discussion is that Bitcoin hasn't closed below $60,000 since 2024. Now that's strength. And yeah, I mean, considering we're very bearish, and we're currently sitting at 77,000, and we're supposed to be bearish, it just goes to show how much institutional money there is, and how much faith they have, and what their time horizon is. Because obviously, if they were having a short time horizon, they would have offloaded with the rest of retail. But they're still here, and they're keeping things steady. What do you think of that stat? Because I was quite surprised when I saw it.
You know what else happened in 2024?
What's that?
ETFs.
There we go.
I believe so. I think it was January 2024 that ETF, that the Bitcoin ETF was approved. It might be 23, might be 24. Anyway, my point is, yeah, we have some real institutional investors in Bitcoin now, and while they be, licking their fingers or they're counting their money if it continuously went up, no asset in the history of life has ever continuously went up without having any corrections downwards. So I reckon that's the reason why we're seeing like a higher floor than we'd expect. However, I also don't think that we've hit our floor. Like, I think it'll be interesting to see how this year plays out entirely. But at the end of the day, now we have just more institutional investors. There's a bit more regulation. Doesn't mean that people are not doing crazy stuff, because they still are. But yeah, I reckon that's probably the reason why Bitcoin hasn't reached like the 50s or even the high 60s, or the low 60s rather, that it probably should have hit by now. I still think there's time in the year. Like, if we're saying this in September, October, that we're still at about 77, 68, 69, then I'd be very surprised. But I just attribute that to the fact of the ETFs and the strength coming from them.
Yeah,
you're right. It's definitely 2024. No, go on, Iris, bro.
No, I just wanted to add a little bit, and then I'll bring you in, Deji. I just wanted to say that, so there's been a maximum of 2 consecutive green months candles in every bear market since 2014. So this year we had March and April were both green. So obviously we're going into May, and traditionally we've heard the saying, sell in May and go away. Is that the position that you guys are holding, or what do you think?
It's not, you know what it is, yeah. I mean, you're definitely right. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say phenomenal strength by BTC, but solid bounce by BTC, and just be expected. We've been calling for a rally to 80k, 90k. I think any rally towards 90k, 100k should be a sell-off. And the reason, I'll give you the reason why, right? Give you the reason why. Every time there's been talks of peace talk between Iran and USA, BTC does well, and then obviously oil takes the opposite. It's called a position. It starts obviously falling off, and every time there's a little news from Polar Market that there's a halt, there's a hold in the peace talk, BTC tumbles again. So I just feel like this pump, this rally, is not sustainable. Even if because we're already pricing in the fact that there's gonna be a peace talk. So if we're gonna see a rally, it's gonna continue towards what, 85, 90, and I just feel like a lot of the whales that know that will cross it to the end, than be the beginning, will look to offsell. I know many of them. Trader Main is looking to offsell. I mean, and he's a Bitcoin maxi to the core. You know what I mean? I'm not hearing people looking to add more to their altcoin bag. And I'm not hearing people looking to add more to their meme coin bag. They're looking to offset some of these losses, cash in some BTC gains, and then basically wait for it to kind of come back down, and then scoop it at a discounted price around, say, 45, 50k. So that's kind of like what the traders are expected to do, because there isn't no rate cut coming, as you know. Like, there's no rate cut coming. QE that were promised has been blasé at best. So it's like, you know what I mean, with geopolitical intentions not being what it is, like, you know, we've always said it's like war's not good for business. And every time there's a little break or there's another country going to another war, it's bad for a risk of assets. And that's what we're experiencing now. The only thing that's been doing well properly is Bitcoin. And obviously Ethereum is trying to catch up, and obviously, you know, BNB is doing this thing, but like, how sustainable is it? You telling me going to make a new all-time high? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's the ETFs have made a big difference. I wasn't too sure. I mean, logically, yes, it makes sense. ETFs, institutional money, it's there. They have a longer term time horizon. They have more money. Things are going to stabilize. And as you go through any type of asset class, the more mature it gets, the less volatile it gets. I'm pretty sure I even said that on here before as well. But to the extent at which we have sort of stabilized, it's it's been interesting, especially in Bitcoin anyway. Obviously the same can't be said for altcoin, because they don't have those types of inflows. And even the ones that do have ETFs aren't having the same level of inflows, because I guess people only trust BTC. But when it comes to May, I think that I haven't been as plugged in, so I can't really give a full analysis, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a small sort of dip, but I don't think we're going to cascade down to like sub 60. I'll be surprised if that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if we still range, maybe even touch 80, to be honest. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think there's a lot more upside to be had. What does anyone have the fear and greed index in front of them? Because it would be good to know what the sentiment is.
Yeah, it's 44. It's neutral. 44 neutral.
There you go. If you're in a bear market and your people are neutral, I think that's a positive sign. So there's a lot to be a lot to look forward to. But yeah, I wouldn't get too carried away, because at any moment, you know, we can go down, and like Rick said, I don't think this is the bottom. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.